What's going on, everyone? It's your Rifle here, and welcome to my Destiny video. In this video, I'm actually going to be covering how to get the Black Spindle sniper, which, by the way, in case you guys don't know what this is, it is an exotic sniper rifle, and let's just say it is pretty much dead on the Black Hammer. Basically, it's the Black Hammer except exotic with 310 freaking attack. Anyways, how you're going to be able to get your hands on this is actually you have to do a certain daily heroic story mission. And if you're watching this video today, September 23rd, 2015, well then you are in luck, because that daily story mission is today. The mission is actually called Lost to Light. And let's just say while doing this mission we're going to have to go out of our way when doing it. It's going to be completely off path, but that won't be until we actually get to the end of this mission. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to try my best on how to exactly get this sniper rifle. Like I said, you are going to have to go off path of the mission, but that isn't going to be until, once again, the end. Anyways, once you get to the ogre, take him out as usual, and then you'll find out that Oryx kidnaps the ogre, so oh no! It's a tragedy. Anyways, from that tragedy, you are then going to want to escape the Hellmouth, as you guys can see. But we're not exactly escaping the Hellmouth once again. We're actually going to be heading toward Tannix, and Tannix has been taken over by the Taken. Oh snap, it's getting scary, everyone. Anyways, while running back, oh yeah, by the way, you are going to want to make sure you have at least a full fire team with light level above 290. I mean, that's just a recommended light level just because you're going to see why. It's going to get freaking tough. And not to mention all these explosions hitting you and whatnot, you can die pretty fast. And that just slows down the run. This actually involves a lot of quickness. You gotta be quick with this, because at a certain part, you are gonna be timed. Anyways, once you kill the ogre, just skip past all the enemies, just run past all of them, and then you'll finally get to a part where it actually involves a relic. And that relic will open up a door. You'll notice that the door is actually chain locked, and you're going to need that relic to unlock the chains of the door to, progress further into the mission. Anyways, once you got past the first relic part to progress through the door, there's actually going to be another relic part up ahead. And let's just say you're going to have 2 relics this time, not just one. So it's good to communicate with one another and say who's getting what when getting to this area. One of the relics is actually located down here, and the other relic is actually located up here on this platform. And by the way, when you are going down here toward this relic, there will be an enemy down here, so make sure you just, try to grab the relic as fast as possible and get the heck out of there. Or maybe you can turn invisible when picking up the relic. Anyways, once you got the 2 relics to finally unlock this door, the next part is where it's going to get the most intense at. So make sure you don't leave your fire team behind when heading to this next part, because it is going to be timed. You're going to have 10 minutes to be able to do all of this. Anyways, once you get over here, as you guys can see, we are going off path of the mission, but the Tannix Strike door will actually be open and we can go fight Tannix, except once again he's going to be taken over by the Taken, and he is going to be called Draxus. And not to mention a very important note to add in this door will actually only open if your whole fire team did not wipe. So just make sure your whole fire team does not die. If your whole fire team does die, well then you're not going to be able to get this Black Spindle sniper. You'll have to restart the mission and try again. Anyways, once you actually get to this next area, the next step is easy to understand, but let's just say it's not so easy to get it past. But anyways, you're going to want to take out all the enemies here, and also make sure you're taking out the blights as well. Those big circle taken things. Yeah, make sure you're taking out those, because those spawn more enemies. Anyways, we're going to want to get into the next area and also do the same thing. Make sure you take out the big circle taken things first, and then start taking out all the enemies. You will notice that there's actually quite a few taken wizards here with void shield, and also some taken vandals with snipers in the back. Pretty much enemies are scattered here, but once again you are on a time limit, so try to do this as fast as possible. But anyways, once you get all the enemies taken out at this part, as you guys can see what my time is right now, and let's just say it may seem like I have a lot of time left to complete the next part, but I barely ended up beating it. I actually had like a few seconds left or it would have ended. So once again, just try to make sure you get through this as fast as possible. Also, a little side tip is just try to make sure you have some type of void heavy. It just seems to help out quite a lot. I didn't have void heavy, but once again, it can help out. Or now that I think about it, any type of void weapon, really. Okay, so now for the next part, which is the big pain in the nipples, which is also known as Draxus. The best advice I have for this guy is, well, for one, make sure you have plenty of time, such as, how much time I had after I completed that one part? Well, make sure you try to have around the same time, if not more, than what I had. Then again, maybe some of you can do it with less. I'm just saying, to better your guys' odds, make sure you have plenty of time for this next part. Anyways, the next advice that I can give you for this part is make sure you're taking out the blights, aka the taken circle thingies, just because those once again spawn more enemies. So make sure you're taking out those, and also make sure you're taking out enemies as well. Just because you kill the boss here does not mean that it is over with. You also have to kill all the enemies as well. Yeah, I know, it was a big surprise to my fire team as well. Like, what the heck, we're not done? No, we wasn't done. And we ended up failing after we killed the boss. You're like, wow, Wow, did that really just happen? Anyways, yeah, so make sure to be prepared for that. Also, a nice little combination to use against this boss is to, well, first off, tether him with a void bow, and if someone has a Celestial Nighthawk as a gunslinger, make sure they have the Celestial Nighthawk on, because that can do a lot of freaking damage with the golden gun plus the tether void bow. And not to mention that could spawn quite a lot of orbs as well if you have it so when you do tether an enemy, the damage goes to all other enemies around. Also, it seems as if Draxus normally stands up on the platform in the center, but he does sometimes come down to the bottom in the very front of his platform. Not a lot, but he does sometimes, because we did lose track of him once and we're like, what the heck, where'd he go? And then he ended up being right in front of the platform down below. Also, believe it or not, I also found out that having invisibility is great to have against this boss fight as well, just because it gives you a couple shots that you can land on this guy freely, just because there is quite a lot of enemies targeting at you at once when you go to poke your head out against Draxus. I ended up staying in this room to fight him, and also I went over to the left side a little bit and got some shots off on him too, but mainly stayed up in the very beginning of the room where you actually have a lot of cover at. And there's two entrances actually into this little room that I'm at, so yeah, just keep that in mind, everybody. Enemies can come up in here, but rarely do they ever, especially if you're taking out ads as well as focusing on Draxus. So yeah, once you end up taking out the big pain in the nipples and all the nippies that are surrounding him as well, you will notice that you finally get your exotic freaking sniper rifle with 310 attack, and that sniper is once again called the Black Spindle. And like I said in the beginning of this video, this weapon is basically just like the Black Hammer, except it is an exotic. And also, not to mention, it has the taken look for the skin and not the hide for the skin. But as you guys can see, it's basically the same frame as the Black Hammer sniper. Okay, anyways, as for what this sniper rifle looks like, as you guys can see for the stats, the rate of fire is pretty low, impact is decent, range is unbelievable, well, it is a sniper rifle. Stability is pretty stable, and the reload is pretty high for a sniper rifle. And for the perks, starting off with the weapon damage type, solar damage. For the selectable scopes, it has the ambush scope, Taxis scope, and the Hawkeye scope. And for the next perk, this will actually look very familiar to a lot of you, especially those of you that have seen the Black Hammer or have gotten the Black Hammer. As you guys can see, it has the White Nail perk. As you guys can see what it does, rapidly landing 3 precision shots will refill the magazine from your reserves. Anyways, for the next selectable perks, it has Snapshot, Flared Magwell, and Perfect Balance. And lastly, it has Mulligan. Missing a shot has a chance to return ammo directly to the magazine, which is a freaking amazing perk to have on a sniper rifle. But yeah guys, there you have it. That is how you get the Black Spindle, and also I hope you guys enjoyed the little review of the Black Spindle as well. But I'm out of here. This has been your rifle. I'm going to leave a friendly reminder at the end of the video though. If you could, please remember to leave a like for support. I'm trying to get it past 50 likes. Could you guys show me some love to get me past 50 likes? It'll be much appreciated, everybody. As always, Guardians, remember to stay safe and don't sleep in pee, of course. Peace out.